Good day, brothers and sisters. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are still kept under God's gracious and merciful hand. Something interesting just happened to me as I came into work. So, you know how, I'm sure you guys have experienced this at some point, but you know how normally with entrances and security, you'll often have to fill in your details, for security reasons. But we also know that, sometimes it's just a matter of what's your name, give your name, and that's it. There's no due diligence, there's no making sure that everything is in order, searching you, checking your boot, or anything like that, right? And sometimes that becomes a norm, especially in places that we are familiar with. So I get to work today, and this guy is like, he gives me the whole book. I have to fill the entire book. And I'm like, I have to put in my name, my surname, my ID number. How many of you have written your ID number recently for security reasons? No one. And, you have to fill in your car registration and all of that. And in my mind, I'm thinking, inconvenience, time, wasting time. You should have just asked for my name and everything would have been fine. But this actually got me thinking that that's the kind of generation we're in, right? Where due diligence is an inconvenience. Having to do things by the book, having to do things properly is an inconvenience. That being a Christian in this world and still speaking well, or still boasting, or still finding confidence in the fact that you still walk in purity, you still have not engaged in any sexual activity before marriage, that can be frowned upon, that can be looked down upon, to say, she's trying to show us how holy and righteous they are. You saying you're someone who doesn't drink, you don't smoke, you don't engage in anything that you deem sinful, even in areas where you have unbelievers. Being a guy in this generation, I'm not going to speak about guys, being a guy that tell ladies, no, I'm not interested, I'm waiting for a woman that I will marry, that I consider my wife, and I'm fine. Even if 5 years, 10 years can go without me dating anyone, I'm fine with that. In this world, that's a joke, right? We don't normally do things by the book anymore. And even as Christians, this has been something that has also come into a space where we don't do things by the book anymore. We don't want to be too holy. We don't want to appear as too righteous. We don't want to offend. We want to say all the right things. We also at times don't want to say anything about our faith because we don't want to offend people of different religions and different faiths, because we no longer want to do things by the book. We always choose the easy way out. And this got me thinking that God is calling us back to be Christians that do things by the book, that actually do things the hard way, that actually don't take the wide road, the shortcuts, but we take that narrow road, that uncomfortable road, that long road, that sometimes you don't necessarily know where it's taking you, but you trust in God anyway. God is calling us to be that generation, especially as young people. When it comes to purity, when it comes to waiting, when it comes to ministry, when it comes to service, when it comes to being humble, when it comes to being kids and children and families, when it comes to being colleagues or students, whatever place or whatever area we find ourselves, God is calling us to be people who do things by the book, because that is one of the most important value of being a Christian. So yeah, God spoke to me through that small experience, and I just thought I should share it with you. God definitely spoke to me, and I hope it does something to you and your faith. God bless you. Grace and peace.